Hei.
Og nå er vi i gang.
Hæ?
Nå er vi i gang.
Nå er vi i gang.
Oi.
Er du nervøs, eller?
Litt.
Er du det?
Eller, nei, jeg har faktisk hatt en podcast. Jeg har vært med en podcast før.
Ja, men du har jo styrt en egen podcast før.
Hæ?
Eller du hadde jo podcast hjemme i...
Hjemme i Årdal.
Åda. Jeg skulle nesten si Verdalen.
Verdalen.
Det var sånn lotto-greier før.
Ja, jeg tror... Verdalen.
I Verdalen.
Verdalen, det er ikke.
Du vet jo alt sånne ting, selv om du var ikke født da engang.
Nei.
Og det var en.
Det er jo mine autistic traits.
Ja, det er nydelig. Men det er nydelig at du kunne stille på kort varsel. Det er fantastisk. Pepsi Max har nå tatt med de gamle karene. Det er nydelig.
Jeg fikk WhatsApp-melding 17.03. 17.05 så hadde jeg byttet og satt klar og ventet.
Men du, det vi gjør nå, vi tar jo enten, vi skal jo ha på engelsk, eller skal vi ha på norsk?
Gamle mann får bestemme.
Skal jeg bestemme? Men da prøver vi på engelsk.
Yes, all right. Let's go then.
Yes, thank you, hello, yes. Leander, welcome to the GOA Podcast.
Thank you.
You're the third guest, I think. I've had Jo Inge Berge and Louisa Rogers on before. But I think you are really, really interesting because you are a young, extremely talented goalkeeper. You're smart. This is a nice introduction, huh?
You're flattering me.
Yeah, you're intelligent and you do all the stuff that's needed to become a pro. You are a pro already, but to get games on the high level and then have a long career, that's something different, but you are doing the correct things. I see it every day because you've been pushing the old man in Salzburg for a long time. So I'm really happy to have you here. I think you are really relatable to many of the young goalkeepers that is following me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. So tell me a little bit about your short journey. You're just turned 20.
Turned 20 years.
Just tell me a little bit about your journey until now, how you got into football, goalkeeping, clubs, and yeah.
Yes, thank you for having me as well. I've been looking forward to this. My journey started back home in my hometown, which is called Årdal, a small village in West Norway, where I started playing football because of my older brother, Edin, who is also a football player, and my dad, who's been the coach of the local team and played that actually in the highest level in Norway, as myself. I just started playing football because of them, and then just going forward, playing, having fun, scoring goals, doing what a child usually does. And as I got older, I got a bit lazier, so I didn't really want to run anymore, so I decided I'll become a goalkeeper. And then I found out it was hard as well, because I had a good goalkeeper coach back home, who's we just call him Piri. And he pushed me really hard, had really, really tough sessions with me and pushed me forward. So I played in the local team there called IL Jotun, because of the mountains surrounding the village called Jotunheimen. And then I moved to the senior team called Årdal FK. And I got, during that period, I got picked up for like the B team of the national squad for my age group, and there I met Lars Brudalen, which is the goalkeeper coach of the youth teams here in Sarpsborg. And I met him, and he wanted me on trial, and I came over on trial, did really well, signed, started on high school here, and then the rest is history. I met you, we formed a great bond, we have a great relationship both on and off the pitch, and yeah, that's about it.
But how was it to move from Årdal, your hometown, from your family, and over to the, do you say in English, East Coast or the Østlandet, from the West Coast? It's basically over the mountains. How's it been to come here as a young boy, and yeah, you have to manage yourself basically on your own?
Exactly, that's a good point, which is kind of a challenge for a lot of young football players chasing the dream. I moved when I was 15. I turned 16 later that year, started on school. The club really did well there. They really took care of me. I spent a lot of time with Lars. I made friends easily because I played football in the team, which also people went into the same classes. So we bonded really, really well, and I got a lot of friends really quickly, which is kind of thanks to football. You get a lot of things for free in football, and social networking is one of them. So I'm really happy for the way Sarpsborg treated me and my friends took me. And I got a girlfriend really, really early, which helped me a lot. Andrea, as you know, now we've been together for soon 4 years now. So that's a good love story. And the challenge is like being like disciplined, doing the right things every day. You don't want to go to bed. You don't want to eat healthy. You come home from training. You've been at school. You're quite tired. You just buy pizza, eat some junk food, but staying disciplined, eating the right food, doing the right things, which is the hard thing to do at that moment, is the key to overcome those challenges and adversities that are there.
But do you have like there's many people that ask me about nutrition, they ask me about mental game, they ask me about everything, but is there a magic trick to stay disciplined, or is there something that you just tell yourself that it's more worth it to eat the pasta and the chicken instead of the grandiosa from Rema? Or what's the magic trick to stay disciplined as a young guy when there's so many temptations around?
The thing I found easy to think about is when, like, I see people going out to parties, eating junk food, having, social life, and you're sitting at home, you just come home from training tired, eating pasta, chicken. It's like if you want to give the pro dream shot, you have to do the right things. And if you want to look back at yourself when you were 18, and you say, "Yeah, I didn't make it because I was too bad at nutrition. I didn't sleep enough. I went out partying." I would be like, "Fuck! I could have done better." So that's like my point of view on that. But it's not for everyone.
How was it going from like being a youth player and then being moved up to the first team in Sarpsborg? Because I remember when I came from Belgium, you and Simon were already there training. So how was it to go from youth football and then to be in a dressing room and also in training every day with grown-ups that have a mortgage, they have families, there's like a real fight for their places. How did you feel that was?
I feel the main difference between youth football and first team football is the result thinking. You're thinking about results all the way. As in Sarpsborg, when we were kind of in the mud in the 2021 season, people were thinking about, we need results now, we need to get them now. If you have the same kind of period in a youth team, you would think, we need to develop more, we need to work harder, develop more. It's more about development in youth football, as in first team football is more about results.
How do you feel that is then from Monday to Saturday? We're training. Sunday, of course, it's the game. How is that? How do you feel that during the training week when there's more result focused? Like, is the other players, your teammates, are they more direct? They give like harder feedback. How have you feel that's been? Because I remember when I was young and there was a guy that was 30, just telling me off when I didn't do my job. I remember there's you need those 2 or 3 times before you get accustomed to them, So how did you feel that was?
And that's a good point, because I was thinking when I came up, fuck, these guys are they hate me. They hate me so much because I made some mistakes. I let in some goals on the near posts, and I remember my first team session in 2019 with Ole Jørgen Halvorsen, as we both know. I let in a goal on the first post. He just turns around me and fucking slaughters me, and I'm like, fuck. If there's a hole now, I want to jump in it and just cover myself. But that's the thing. First team football. It's like they just do it because they don't demand it of you, but they know you can do it and they want the best for the team. If I'm good in training and you're good in training, the level of the training goes up. The team gets better. We get better results, and it's like, we just do it because we want to perform, and as I told, it's a result-based business. Everything is about results, and we just need to work hard to get those results. But that's a good thing that can make or break a good football player when you come up to the first team, if you can handle that. Because they don't mean it personally. They just want you to do better.
I think this is a really interesting point, because lots of the feedback I get in social media is that they find it hard when when the teammates is hard on them, and it ruins their confidence and also self-belief. That's like a common thing that I get a lot of feedback from. So if you can maybe remember back to the time OJ maybe told you off for the first time, was that like a feeling that stuck, or something when you came home and you were laying in bed? Did the feeling stuck, or did you manage to get rid of it?
Actually, the first time it was hard. It was quite hard, because you feel like doesn't he like me? Have I done something wrong? Yeah, besides letting in that goal, obviously, but it's like you have to think about, as you told, he has a mortgage, he needs his place, he wants to play, and if he loses in training, that may affect him negatively. And then you have to think about. The way I think about it is like, okay, now he told me off. Now, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm gonna try my best to not do it again. And it's like, if he has that standard for you, you need to have that standard for him as well. So you have to kind of, if he doesn't do his job, if someone shoots between his legs, you have to tell him off, like, hey, close your legs. You can't do that. So it has to be like a mutual thing. It can't be like, oh, it went in. It's the goalie's fault. But it can't always be like, it's not my fault. It's defender's fault. So you have to. It's a really strange dynamic actually to master.
Yeah, for sure. Because one thing is getting told off, but to also tell someone else off that they are not doing the job. That's also something that you have to manage, because when you do that, you also at the same time put pressure on yourself to perform. So talk about that, like when you were young, and then it was your time to say, hey, don't close your legs. What are you doing? Like, come on, you have to do better. How was it? And because there's always the first time for everything.
It's so uncomfortable, man. It's like the worst feeling. You're feeling so small, and that other guy is so big compared to yourself. You're like, close your legs. And then you have like your goalie coach. We have John Alboge, as he says. You're like, just fucking kill him. And you're like, the first time he told me, I was like, but I like the guy. I don't want to ruin him.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to kind of. It's like sometimes you just have to drop all feelings for that individual and just fucking go at him. But as we say, it's nothing personal. It's just we want the team to be better, and we want the level in training to go up, and then we need people to step up every day. You have to show up every day and do 100%, and we can't have people doing 70, 60%.
Because I think maybe with your generation, you are how much younger you are than me? 14 years.
You're born in 93?
Yeah, no.
No, you're born in 90.
13 years.
You're born in 90.
You just turned 20. I'm 33, so 13 years. I think maybe when I was coming up in the game, I think it was for sure it was harsher. The environment was. I remember coming up in Viking. There was Maurice Ross, like Hannes Sigurdsson, and all these guys. They were tough on you. Also, I had Uwe Rössler.
I was gonna ask you about him.
The German. He was. Hey, keeper, what are you doing? It was great. I was so afraid of him, because he was from from Germany, and he had grew up in that time where it was really, really tough in Germany. So I remember that was really tough. I remember as a young kid coming up. But do you think it's interesting to have your point of view on this? Because I was talking to you, Inge, about maybe that your generation is a bit soft. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the former United manager, called them snowflakes. How do you feel this? Can you be strict and honest and direct with people at your age, or do you have to more really think about the words that you're saying?
It's two-sided, I think, because as we see in the media, people are getting offended by everything, and that's all, of course, with the new generation. But I also think the people that come up now, like the players now, have this same mentality as as other football players. So it might take some time to get used to, but once they get used to it, it's the same as always. But I think the harshness of the feedback you get now versus when you came up in Viking, it's less for me now. I won't get personally abused or something like that. They would just go on me as a football player, not as a human being.
It's interesting, this stuff. But when you were a young goalkeeper, were you like this YouTube nerd, watching everything on YouTube, studying goalkeepers, like eager to learn, watching stuff, how to get a better kick, how to jump higher, how to do the Danish catch, because you're an expert. I can't do the Danish catch, but you can. How were you when you were even younger than what you are now, because you're still young? But are you a goalkeeper nerd, or how was that? Because there's many asking me about drills and stuff they can do to have a better kick, have a better catch, jump higher. How did you find sources to improve?
Let's say I started playing goalkeeper when I was about 10, 11, 12 maybe. Around that period, I played like half a game as a goalkeeper, half a game as an outfielder, and then switched on. And about that, around that time, I wasn't very eager to learn or develop as a football player. But we had a selection of players from my county, Sogn og Fjordane, kretslag, as you know. And I didn't make it. And then I got this feeling like, fuck, that sucked. Really, really sucked. And then I was like, yeah, I have to make it now. I have to work harder. And then I was a gamer as well. I played so much on my computer. I think I have like 2,500 hours on CSGO now.
Yeah.
Before I quit. And I've actually done some math on that. That's 104 days.
104 days.
On my computer, doing fuck all. So I started. I unplugged my computer, put it away in the basement, and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna start working hard. Then I started watching all the things your subscribers are watching: how to jump higher, how to dive, goalkeeper solo drills, explosiveness, strength, and it really helped me. But when I started watching that, it was a lot of. Now I'm not gonna, the modern goalkeeper. He was like the biggest then. And then he's been called out a lot of times because of those unrealistic exercises where you do 4 push-ups, then you throw a tennis ball to a wall, roll over a bench, and then you do 5 sit-ups.
You maybe run through a fire and stop the fire, and then you
park a bus,
and then you save the ball.
We're so getting backlash on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that's I was thinking I don't want to do those exercises. And luckily, I had a good goalkeeper who is now working with the Football Association as a goalkeeper coach, which had trained us well, me and the other first-team goalies there, which were really beneficial for me. And then I didn't need to do so much on my own. But I know there's a lot of people who doesn't have a goalkeeper coach in their local club, which can be really, really challenging for finding what do I need to do. If you're watching goalkeepers on Instagram doing top corner saves, but you can't dive to your right side, you have a problem. So it's this generation will maybe struggle to think about what's good information and what's just entertainment, because that's what it is. Like, some goalkeeper influencers are entertainers, not goalkeepers. And that's what I'm thinking about, because I was lucky. Others might be not.
Yeah, because I remember I put out a reel about what you can do to train alone. Because there are many they even don't have mates that can help with them. Because many ask because they want to improve, but it's really hard to have exercises as a goalkeeper that you can do on your own. It's not easy, but I put out a reel that you can just, if you have a wall and have a ball and some gloves, there's plenty of stuff that you can do. So
it's not optimal, but you get the job done.
Yeah.
When I'm back home in the winter and if I don't train with my mates, I need like a bench you can flip upside down on a ball, and you can do diving, you can do distribution, you can do handling, you can do whatever you need to get your goalkeeper technical abilities up.
So last year during the warm-up I got injured against Ålesund. Then
My shot.
Your shot, so you tore my ligament in my right thumb, and then Seaman came into play.
Mm-hmm.
But then just a couple games later that summer, you got called into action because Seaman, he unfortunately got a red card. Fortunately for you, he got a red card. I will not tell so much, but tell me about the Sandefjord game.
Oh, I remember it was the only game that season I may have been unprofessional on game day, actually, because usually I do my prep in my gym, I do my mindfulness, I do my shower, cold shower, everything just to get ready. This time my girlfriend and my mother-in-law were going on vacation to Spain, and they were flying from Sandefjord, which is 2 hours by car.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up at like 7 or 8, so I didn't get that much sleep. Drove them to Sandefjord, sat in a car for 2 hours, and drove back, which is a 4-hour trip. No, there's not many people who know this. And I'm thinking, what's the odds of Simon getting injured or sent off? My girlfriend also said that. What's the odds? So goes on. I'm warming up. Simon looks 10 out of 10. He plays really well that game, actually. We were leading 2-0, and then a mistake by our center back, retired center back Jørgen Hood, and then there's a long ball coming through, and I'm sitting in my own board. I'm not even looking at the long ball. I'm like, we're gonna clear this one out. I'm like watching the people in the stands. It's nice weather. And I have Frederico Moraes, our old second team coach, on my left side. I'm like watching them, and then I hear, I don't really hear the whistle. So I'm just sitting there, and then Frederico is like bumping me on the shoulder, like, get ready. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I see the ref like red carding Seaman. I was like, fucking hell, what the fuck is going on now? My heart rate went from 50 to maybe 120, 30. I was like, fuck, I'm going to play Eliteserien now. And then our old goalkeeper coach, Holtan, he was a quite experienced guy, let's just say the least. And he was like, okay, Leander, you're going to play now. Don't think, only intuition. I was like, yeah, sure. Like warming up. I got subbed off by me and the new second team coach, Guillermo Molin, Gische. I got subbed with him, and Simon subs me off like, hey, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. Just do your job. 2 minutes in, Vega, Sandefjord, 25 meters, left foot, boom, top corner. Welcome to the jungle. I was like, fuck. But then second half came. We changed the formation to a 4-3-2. We subbed in Martin, Steff, and I don't remember the last guy. I think Magnar. And then Junior was on fire. Anton Saletros was on fire. He probably ran like 8 or 9 kilometers that half. It was insane. I made some good saves. I made some nice interceptions. We won 4-3. And I was like, after the whistle, I was like, what the fuck did just happen now? And it didn't really sink on me until like the day after. Because I went home, got some food, went to sleep, and then I was like waking up and my phone was blowing up. It was like, oh my God, great game. I was like, fuck me, that was, yeah. And then we went to Bodø, the next game. Started away against Bodø/Glimt. We lost 4-1. Really tough game. We played really well in the first half. Could have led by 3-0, but went into second halftime with 2-1. Then Victor Boniface scored 2 in the second half. And then he got sold. No problem. And then, that was my Eliteserien experience for the 2022 season. It goes like this, and you're standing there.
That's a crazy story. I did not know that you were in Sandefjord that day.
I was sitting on like you have to take a ferry between Moss and Horten to get to Sandefjord. I was like sitting on the way back and like, what if Simon gets injured now? What do I do? And I was like, my legs were stiff. I was tired. Everything. It was like, oh my god.
But the good thing is that you're young, so
I'm young.
You just need to run for a minute, and then that stiffness is away. So one thing is coming in where you don't really have time to think.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the stands, like just really hoping for you and gunning for you that you would just enjoy it and just play your game. And of course, you had an amazing game. Really happy for you. But how was it then? Because Simon, he got a straight red card. So you were also playing the next game, which was a massive challenge against Bodø/Glimt, who's been the best team in Norway for the past 4-5 seasons, maybe 3-4-5. And Boniface, that you told me he's playing for Bayer Leverkusen at the moment.
Mm-hmm. First striker I've really been afraid of. I saw him getting subbed on, like, oh my god, this guy's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But how was it then to prepare yourself going into that Bodø/Glimt game, knowing for a whole week that you were going to play?
The thing was, I was actually like thinking they were maybe going to get someone on loan, another goalkeeper. I was hearing some rumors in the dressing room, like, yeah, they need to get someone now, or they're gonna get someone now because you had your thumb and that's a medical transfer. Of course, we could have got an allowance to do that. And then I was like, yeah, I don't think I will play this game. People were asking me, you're gonna play against Bodø/Glimt? I was like, nah, probably not. And then Thursday, Holtan, our goalkeeper coach Erik Holtan, came to me and like, yeah, you're gonna play on Saturday, because it was a Saturday game.
It was a Saturday game.
Yeah. And then I was like, yes, I'm gonna play the game. Yes, no problem. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna play against Bodø/Glimt. I was like, oh my god. And then your thought process is, your heart is racing from Thursday to the end of the game. And it was like, you couldn't prepare yourself good enough, I felt. Because the challenge up ahead, young goalkeeper, 18 years old, I have 45 minutes in Eliteserien. And I'm going to play against the best team, who just beat Roma 6-1.
Yeah, they had already beaten Roma.
Yeah,
6-1.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they've beaten Roma 6-1 at home. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to play against them. So the nerves were they were hard. But I have Luis as a good mental coach. I do my routines, and then as soon as I go into warm-up, catch the first few balls, it's all good. Then I feel like, okay, I know how to do this. It's not like I'm going to go play ice hockey in Sparta Amfi now against Stavanger Oilers. It's not like I know how to play football, I thought. So it's just getting in the flow. The warm-up was really good. And we also had a great story about that game, because there was the strike by the pilots with SAS. So we were going to fly by plane at 7 in the evening, and then we landed in Bodø 9. When we're on our way to the airport, we get notification on our phone. Plane postponed. 22:15 is the last is when we're leaving, and then another hour, so we're leaving 23:15. We were at the hotel at 2:30 in the morning, the day before a game. We hadn't eaten, we were hungry, so I ate 3 slices of Nutella bread the day before I'm meeting Bodø/Glimt. So that's
that's how it is when you try to do the production as well on your own.
Can we have the Benny Hill theme just running for 10 seconds now?
What's it called?
The Benny Hill theme. You haven't heard it?
No.
You've heard it. Oh my God, you've heard it.
I probably
I
heard
won't
it.
play it because of copyright, but you've heard it.
So we'll see how much is on the how much been filmed. I'm not sure, but there was more than enough battery. So I'm not sure, but you know, I'm trying out this stuff, the influencer stuff, podcasting.
You're just a simple guy from Guyana.
Yeah, but even though we will have the full episode on sound, even though the cameras may have been a bit not so kind to us.
No.
So yeah, injuries. There's also another thing. You came out this winter. Was a big thing. It was. I actually knew a little bit of it without you knowing.
Yeah.
Because yes, I talked a bit to Holtan.
Yeah.
Since I'm so much older, I think it was good for me to know. So I didn't run my mouth and say something stupid to you when you were like in a bit of a vulnerable situation. But if you want, tell us. I was guessing you might want to talk about it since it's been in TV2 already.
Yeah.
So just talk a little bit about what it was and stuff that you did to overcome it.
Yeah,
because I think it's more normal than we think.
I can promise you it is.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, when I started coming up to the first team, I was in good shape, of course, but then you train with like full athletes, because football players, as many realize, are really, really good athletes. Low body fat percentage, a lot of muscles, strong, everything. And then when you come up as a 17-year-old, you look up to the guys normally. And then I felt a bit of stagnation in my development, and then you feel like, okay, now I have to adjust something. There's something that's not right, since I'm not going up, but I'm going like this, even though I might have gone like this instead of this. So I started looking at my nutrition, and I started going into finer details. Like I started counting calories, I started cutting out carbs and fats and like the normal stuff when you want to build muscle and lose body fats. And it starts normal. You feel relaxed, and then these thoughts become darker and darker, and more anxiety connected to food. And then I personally developed an eating disorder, and then it went completely overboard. I lost, from where I am now, I lost maybe like 15 to 20 kg, and right now I'm in pretty good shape, if I can say. Then if I go 20 kg less than what I'm now, it's not a lot left. So I started, you don't have that really good relationship with food. Food becomes more of a worry than a necessity. You cut out meals, you cut out days without eating, and you just go in that negative bubble. Luckily, my girlfriend, we weren't together at that time when the worst part was happening. We got together, not because of my disorder, but just normal. And then she found out, or she connected the pieces. She sent a message to some people in my club, especially Brudal, sent a message to him. And then the physio team of the club there with, Petter, Ome, and Luis helped me. And I got admitted to like, not a psych ward, but more an institution for eating disorders called Villa Sult in Oslo, which was really, really helpful. You get help to place your thoughts, how to manage dark thoughts, and I got connected to Ingvild Måkestad Bovim, which is a former professional runner from Norway, was my nutritionist, and I got connected to a psychologist in this field, and then slowly but surely, I got myself out of it, and in 2023, I felt the need for someone in my position to come out with such a story, because we're doing elite sports. Your body has to be fit all year round. You have to be really careful about food. You have to eat enough, as same as you don't eat too much, and you don't have to eat. You have to eat the right things and everything. So it's a hard balance there to keeping it from tipping over.
It's a really strong story, and you're really brave to tell us. And when you told the whole country here, it's tough. You were young, 19, and then to go out and tell something that's like 99 out of 100 want to keep it a secret, and maybe they also go to treatment and keep that a secret until they are healthy again. So I think you've helped a bunch of young and adult people around, especially here in Norway. So it's a strong story, and really happy that you're good and healthy. You're strong. You're in the gym all the time, but still I see that you eat well, and also you're performing in training and games. So for me, it's amazing to see. So yeah, as you see, like football, it's not football and life. Sometimes
It's not a bed of roses all the time.
no, it can be tough, and it can be. Sometimes you feel that there's no end to the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I think in football and in life, I think it's really important to, like us sitting now and talking about it, that people also that are watching and listening to the podcast, that they know it's more normal than you think.
Of course.
Because there's so many like dark numbers about all this stuff. So yeah, big influence, I think, for many people.
The thing I found most, the thing that did the most for me after I came out with this story was the club received an email from another young person who's also suffered with the same difficulties as myself, and said that this really helped him. And then I was like, okay, then the purpose of this story was done. It was like, that's what I wanted. If I helped one, or if I helped hundreds, that's the same for me, as long as I helped someone. Because the thing is, I have a friend back home, Håvard Hetle. He was a really, really big talent, goalkeeper as well. He also got a eating disorder and went out with his story. And that also helped me again to come out with my story. So that's like a domino effect. Because I've seen what it did to him. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I don't know if he's playing football anymore.
That's the thing. I don't think, previously you hear about like big names coming out and talking about difficult stuff, and then people say that it's so important that they come out, say it loud, so that it can help other people. But I don't think it's before you're in the same position yourself, and you feel the pain of not being 100% well, how much it actually helps you. Because I also have a story from when I played in Belgium. I was drained, really drained. I remember I had to take a week at home in Stavanger. I brought the family home in the middle of the season, because I was like, the battery was flat, because I'd been pushing for such a long time. I wasn't depressed, but the battery was just flat. And I remember reading an article about Buffon, that he had depression, and he was really, really low. And I remember that helping me, when the biggest legend, at least for me, in goalkeeping, say that he also had a difficult time. Sometimes he had it so tough that getting out of bed was, hard. So that helped me again, that, okay, I need just now a week or 10 days to just collect myself. And then, of course, I traveled back. But stuff like that, it helps you really. It gives you some kind of confidence and a good feeling that it's not only me that feels this way. And I guess maybe that's also the feeling that you want to portray, that it was good that someone normalized it in a way.
Exactly. I didn't know about your story, to be honest, and that's it's shocking for me because you seem like this mental resilient guy, and then it's like when you're talking about it, people will think like, if he's how he's now has been like that, it can be a lot of help to other people. Like, yeah, it's no shame having to say sorry. I'm drained, because that's one of the things that's been good with when we're going back to the newer generation. The focus on mental health has gotten a lot more attention than when you were younger, and when you come up, like pressure, bad thoughts, mentally drained, and everything.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, and also with the new generation coming up, there's so much information, and there's so much pressure to perform in sports or even other aspects of life, that you have to be super successful all the time. So I think then also see that it's not always as it's portrayed in social media, that there's also a darker side or another side of the medal, you know?
Yeah,
That
of
there's
course.
that, because there's so many that send me messages on my social media asking me that it's so tough, everything is so tough. Yeah, but actually it is. You have to remember that what's portrayed in social media is the top normally of what they have achieved in life. And that's also normally with footballers and athletes. That's 99 out of 100 times. That's what they show. Like when I put up something on my, like I've discussed different stuff on my Instagram. I've also talked about the other side, but I don't put highlight videos of me losing the ball between my legs. You know,
No.
you show the top corner saves and you show everything when it's just running smoothly. So
Yeah, of course. That's social media's like come to that point. You only show the sunshine stories. You only show when it's going well. I'm like that myself. If I do something well on the football field, like when I made my debut, the Sandefjord game, straight on Instagram, post it. When I made my under 21 national team debut, Instagram, post it.
Yeah.
If I'm having a good time with family and friends, post it. But the boring days, I don't post from my couch. Bored as hell.
No.
I don't. You only post the sunshine stories on Instagram.
But that would be funny though.
That would be. I'm gonna
that
go.
post would be
Yeah. Bored as hell.
Yeah, but it's a good post actually. A fantastic caption.
Bored as
Yeah.
hell.
But still.
That's the thing, because you have to kind of, as we talked about the goalkeeper, training tips, you have to kind of like take the information for what it is and not like take it as the law. It's not like I have to do 10 top corner saves every day to become a top goalkeeper, but I might have to do 100 half volleys straight in my face and perfect my grip every day to become good.
Yeah.
The boring small things, it's like, yeah, social media, fuck it.
Okay, enough of being really serious.
Yeah, this was kind of dark.
It was like what you call, it's like I was going to in psychotherapy, like we are like we are counseling each other.
I was back in 2021 now.
Yeah. But who was your favorite goalkeeper growing up?
Manuel Neuer, without a doubt, because when I was growing up, 2015, 16, 17,
prime.
18, Neuer was at his prime. Neuer in the 2014 World Cup. Oh my God, it was so good. I have one moment when I was thinking about him, when he was remembered when he swept against Higuain in the World Cup final, when he kneed him in the face. I was sitting there like, that was kind of cool actually. Like Neuer for me has been like a really good idol, but I also like, of course, I like Buffon. I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so Lloris has had a high standing for me now. De Gea, of course. There's so many good goalkeepers to pick from. Like this generation now, of course, you or someone older than us again will say, yeah, before it was really, really good, but now I feel the generation now with goalkeepers, they're so good at everything.
It's unbelievable.
The level of the goalkeepers, if you just watch the Prem, even if you watch the goalkeeper of Burnley, Trafford, he's really good. And if you watched Ederson, he's also insane.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
And then goals for your career going forward. What's the big dream?
I have, of course, I dream of playing in a good league, of course. But I'm not. I just want to make good memories, having fun with football, and still performing.
Nice. Sound.
What about you?
My goals in football is try to stay injury free for more than a month. No. But
This is dark humor at its finest.
Yeah, we have to. But it's the last year it's been unbelievable. Like in terms of injuries, I've been unlucky. I've had two.
Like the odd game when you had one bad touch in the game and then boom, straight in the thigh.
Stabbed.
Yeah. Fucking Midtskogen.
Yeah,
We're gonna kill him.
He killed me.
We're gonna kill him.
So I had two surgeries the past year, thumb, knee, and two big muscle injuries. One I couldn't do anything about because I was, he put his studs in me, and then I had one weird one with the groin. I also played 2 games with that one. So, and then suddenly after a game, I think it was Haugesund at home. It was just so swollen, so it was bleeding a lot. So I think just staying injury free and then try to get back fit and enjoy football. That's the number one for me. And then maybe later when you've been out playing in the big leagues, you come home and then I'm your goalkeeper coach. 50 years old, 55.
Do you know how much fun we would have had?
A lot of fun. Leander, it's been 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Oh my God, so much bad talk.
Flew by. Thank you for coming to the GOA Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
And then I will see you tomorrow in training.